Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 2 of our Halloween on the High Seas Disney Cruise Line vacation on board the Disney Magic. Today we are back at Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point for a 3-month update. We're going to be checking out the island once again to see what's changed since our last visit and give an update on the flies. All that and so much more up next. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 2 of our Halloween on the High Seas cruise on board the Disney Magic. Today we are back at Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. It has officially been 3 months since Lookout Key opened to the public, and we are back to check out what has improved. As you guys know, the last time we were here, we weren't overly impressed. It's a beautiful island and the beaches are amazing, but the infrastructure itself and the way everything is set up was kind of lacking, and there were things that were clearly missing. So we are here today to check it on out and see what has improved for you guys, and of course give you guys an update on the fly situation, see if that has improved at all either. And I will say things are not starting off strong because we already have a couple of flies here in cabanas. I'll see if I can catch him on video, but yeah, there was one flying around our food. Not exactly the best start. And with that, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. This time on the beautiful Disney Magic. Let's get this walk started. Last time we were here, it was about an 11-minute-and-a-half walk. We're not going to time it this time, but just so you're aware, it's going to be just a tiny bit of a walk. Now, I'm going to treat this video as if it is your first time watching a video on Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. So, we just got off of the Disney Magic and we're getting ready to walk down the pier. Typically, early in the morning, they have a row of wagons, little red wagons lined up for you to take your kids over to the islands. Now, these wagons are very limited, so it is first come, first serve. If you know your kids are not gonna be very big on walking, make sure you snag one of those wagons nice and early. The same also applies coming back. Once these wagons leave the ship area, they're gonna end up down at the far end of the pier. Make sure to grab one if you want one to come back. So, sweetheart, I gotta ask you, are you happy to be back at Lookout Key?
Yeah.
You hesitated.
Yeah. I'm excited to see. I heard there's more, the backdrops, like the Mickey one. I heard the Donald one's up.
Now, I gotta say, I honestly didn't think I would be that happy getting off of the ship and seeing Lookout Key once again, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, you know what? I'm actually very happy to be here. Of course, the island has its flaws, but I'm very happy to be back and to give it a third shot. This is our 3rd time here. I'm excited to be back. I honestly am. And again, I just want to point out how blue this water is. Oh my gosh. Like, if you look, you could see all the way down to the bottom. It is that clear. And the weather, absolutely perfect today. Partly cloudy skies. Hopefully it stays that way. Another thing worth noting for you guys, I see people online trying to figure out what side of the ship they should get their cabins on in order to wake up to a view of Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. The honest to God answer is we don't know, because it all depends on the water conditions as to where the ship will dock. Because I've seen photos of the nose of the Disney Magic that way. When we docked here on the Disney Fantasy, the nose was that way and the aft was that way. Today, it is the opposite, where the Magic is facing that way. Again, I've seen photos of it facing either way. So you honestly don't know. It's a bit of a gamble. We've reached the midway point of the pier walk, and last time there was a cold towel station here. That doesn't exist. There is still a water station that hopefully still has water in it, but there's no cold towel station. So I don't know if that's something that's changed, if they just moved it all the way down to the far end of the pier. Not entirely sure. To be fair, it's not ridiculously hot today. There is a very nice breeze in the air and it feels glorious. So we are basically at the end of the pier over here. You can see the Lookout Key sign right there. We have this dock over here. This is where you're gonna go for your other excursions, for like snorkeling and other things like that that require a different kind of boat or vessel. You're gonna check in just beyond that and you're gonna come all the way down here. Couple new and welcome additions I want to point out. Number one, check out the fancy sign. We finally have a welcome sign. Well, it doesn't say welcome, but it's a fancy sign that says Lookout Key, and we have a couple of tables and chairs over here with umbrellas. I think this is the waiting area for guests who need to use the carts in order to get back to the ship. But I cannot get over this sign. Thank you. I'm so happy we have this now. So yeah, they're calling this a care shuttle, and this is the entrance and queue to return back to the ship if you need it. Reserved for guests with mobility challenges. That's really good. It's nice to know, because the last time we were here, it was very disorganized and it was all over the place. They were struggling to find where to put people in order to queue up to get a cart back to the ship. So now we have a designated area and queue. Something else that's new are these towel return bins. I've seen a couple of these scattered throughout. We have the Turbo Berth Charter Boat check-in. We also have our Mabrika Cove and Go, I do believe it's called. It's still missing the sign, but it's gonna be installed at some point soon. We have our first and last chance stand, and we have a directory. Holy cow, wait a minute. And take a look at this, guys. We finally have a directory over here at the very front. You do have to come up to it and get a little close to examine and see where everything is, but it is better than nothing. And I'm so excited. You can see where everything is across the island. And it even says we're right here at the Mabrika Cove tram stop. So we can come out over here for the tram ride and get to the Goombay area. It even has directional signage for tram stop and cabana check-in. Something I forgot to film the last time we were here were these characters. These characters were made specifically for Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. Do you remember any of the names?
Lizzie.
You said Lizzie? Lizzie the curly-tailed lizard. I think we also have Sandy
the crab.
Sandy the land crab.
I don't remember anybody else.
I don't think they mention anyone else by name, because like the land crab and the curly-tailed lizard are the ones that narrate the tram ride, so that's how we remember those. But it's still really cool. Definitely keep an eye out for these guys on the island. I also want to say, holy cow, they have planted so much more vegetation here. This looks a million times better than the last time we were here. Just look at that. The last time we were here, that was all just dirt and sands. They have put in so many more plants. This looks amazing. Already, we are off to a fantastic start. They have done such a great job with this area. It looks great. And with all that being said, it is time to hop on a tram and go over to the Goombay Cultural Center. Another thing I want to point out are these little red wagons. All of these are the red wagons that were waiting by the ship. Again, they're first come, first serve. So if you want one, make sure you're one of the first ones off the ship. It looks like they also have strollers here too. I don't recall the strollers being here the last time. Were the strollers here the last time?
I do remember thinking, oh my gosh, so many people have the same stroller. So maybe, but I don't remember seeing them sitting.
Wait, they paved all this.
Oh.
They paved the road. Holy moly, they paved it. Wow, it already looks so much better.
Thanks for letting me tail along, Tracy. And Sandy, the land. Hello, everyone. I bet you two know a lot about Lighthouse Point.
We sure do. We were born here.
Tell us a little about it.
Ooh, I know Miss Tracy. We're on the southern tip of the island of Eleuthera.
So the last time we were here, I saw no live crabs. The only crabs I saw were squished, unfortunately. And I was like, I really want to see a live one. Keep your eyes peeled while you're on the tram going over to Goombay, because there are crabs everywhere.
And be sure to check out the Rush Out, Gush Out family water play area, where you'll see Sandy, Lizzie, and their other island friends getting ready for jumping.
Yay! Junkanoo!
So I'm already very impressed. Just based off the tram ride alone and walking off at the Mabrika Cove Center, the island has improved a lot, and I'm so excited to go and explore more, which we just got off the tram. I can already see a lot more new stuff. Another big improvement that we have are these sand wheelchairs. These were not here the last time we were at Lookout Key, and that was a huge complaint that some of the disabled guests had, and now that has been remedied. We have these sand chairs. Amazing. Unfortunately, it still appears that Rocky Point Bicycle Rentals is still closed. I have no idea when it's going to be open and when people are going to be able to rent bikes here, but just so you know, 3 months later, still not available. One of the benefits of getting off the ship a little bit later is the Disney Tings gift shop is not jam-packed full of people, so we can easily go inside and check out whatever merchandise we want. As of right now, it looks like all the merchandise is the same, so I'll leave a link down below to our first video from Lookout Key, so that way you can check out a lot more of the merchandise in greater detail. So I could be entirely wrong, but I think this shirt is new. I don't recall seeing this shirt the last time we were here, and I also don't recall seeing this shirt the last time we were here. Oh my gosh, and check this out, guys. The other character photo ops are finally here. Check this one out. It's for Goofy. This looks really good. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's all glittery. It looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. Holy cow. That looks amazing. We of course have our Mickey one that was here the last time we were at Lookout Key. At the time, that was the only one that was here. And check out this mini one that we have over here as well. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing with the feathers on it too and the little flower on top. That's so cute. And last but not least, we have Donald. Check this one out. I love it. So because it was already after 11:30, we knew that the True barbecue locations would be open for lunch, and since I hadn't eaten anything that morning at Cabanas, I decided to go over there and get a quick bite. When we got to the covered seating areas, we saw a bunch of these massive fans over there blowing air all around, and at first we thought it was for flight control and air conditioning. Now while that may be partially true, once we sat down with our food, we unfortunately found out that that was not the case. Okay, so these fans don't exactly help the fly situation. They just swarmed us, honestly. Like, I don't know if it's because we're more in the center. Like, do we need to move to one of, like, these other tables? I don't know. Kind of disappointing, though. I honestly thought the fly situation was taken care of more, and I thought these fans would really do it. But no, when there's a will, there's a way. They will swarm you. As soon as I sat down, they were all over Coda. All the flies are over there. You can see them. They are swarming you. So like the biggest thing is that I don't see anyone else really having this problem at their table, which is what's annoying me the most, is that they just swarmed this table. They just decided to swarm this one for whatever reason. Okay, so unfortunately, the flies are still here. However, I'm chalking it up mostly to us being unlucky, because when Coda brought her food over here, there weren't really any flies. They followed me specifically from the food station over here. I don't see any other table right now around us having the fly problem. Either they're attracted to something specific that was on my plate, or we got really unlucky. So just bear that in mind. You might have a better experience than us right now, because again, none of these other tables I'm seeing are swatting away flies like we were. We were getting swarmed. So I don't know, just be aware. Like, the problem has been partially taken care of, because the last time we were here, literally every table was getting swarmed by flies and everyone had to cover their food with napkins just to eat. So overall, it's a big improvement, but they are still here and you may still have a problem. So just be aware of that. Other than that though, the food was really tasty. 10 out of 10. I loved it all. All right, baby, ready to go swimming? Let's go swimming. Is this your first ice cream cone of the trip? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Looks a little weird. Yeah. It comes out a little wonky. All right, so what we're gonna do to find a lot more room and a lot more chairs with more space is we're gonna keep walking all the way to the far right of the beach. Over here, we have the Sebastian Kids area. That is where you can check your kids in for their kids-specific programming and kids-only programming. And we're gonna keep on walking. We have another directory over here with some signage, Sebastian's Cove Play Pavilion and the Beach Bar. You'll love to see it. You can already see how much less crowded it is over here on the far right side of the beach. It's incredible. We have a bar and a restroom area over here, as well as showers. This is the Play Pavilion, where you can find several different beach-like activities, and they also do a character dance party. Hello. We have another beach wheelchair available to use over here. And you can see signage for a handicap accessible ramp down to the beach. And just take a look at how empty it is over here. There is hardly anybody, if no one. There's a couple people at the bar over there, and we have a few folks down yonder that way. And I think they might have gotten rid of some of the beach chairs and umbrellas over here because the tides are coming in a little bit more during this time of year. Yeah, the last time we were here, there were a lot more beach chairs and umbrellas, and the water is definitely a lot closer to the berm over here. So that's something you want to pay attention to, is that not all the time is there gonna be beach chairs and umbrellas over here. You gotta kind of set your stuff down on this side over here. But I just wanna show you guys, just take a look at how gorgeous this is. And again, hardly anybody down here. This is basically our own Serenity Bay, and this is the, family beach. You can see some families playing right there. This is just incredible. The water is a little bit more rocky than it was the first time we were here. You can tell the winds are a bit more stronger, so the waves are gonna be a little bit bigger, but overall, it's still gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So again, I had heard this strategy from a couple of friends that had come to Lookout Key after us, and they said once you get off at the Goombay Cultural Center, make a right and go all the way down to the very last bar, and that is where you are going to find the most secluded area, because again, hardly anybody here. It's incredible. We only have a couple of people back there, but other than that, this whole area we have to ourselves. I love it.
Two hours later.
So we're here at the Reef and Rec Bar, and I opted to get an alcoholic beverage. It's called the Eleuthera Euphoria. This is Gosling Spirited Seas Ocean Aged Rum, Pineapple, and Dole Whip Pineapple, all blended together. I cannot wait to try this. I know the background is really overexposed right now. I'm so sorry. Ooh. That's really good. It's got some gummy pineapples on top as well. I'm typically not a fan of Dole Whip, but this is incredible. This is really good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Get this drink. So we're coming on over to the walking trail, and I can't remember if all of this was paved over last time we were here, because I think we can go on further that way, and the proper walking trail is that way. This leads down to the beach some more. I can't remember if this in particular was paved the last time we were here, but it is nice to see all the concrete over here. I think the proper walking trail is yonder that way. I also want to point out this little doggy potty area as well, in case you guys have any service animals. Okay, yeah, this is the path that we walked the last time we were here, and it's still not paved over. It says accessible path, but I don't really think this is accessible. I think it might be referring to the other path that's down there, kind of heading towards the beach. But along the nature trail, I also want to point out that you'll see these little informational signs along the way talking about different animals that you can find on Eleuthera, either different animals or plants, and they're accompanied by their characters. You can also scan this QR code over here on each of the different signs, and it'll take you to the Disney Navigator app, and it takes you to a specific page that gives you more information on whatever you're reading. And I just want to point out this area over here right outside of the Play Pavilion. Again, a little bit further on down to the right of the Goombay Cultural Center, so many open chairs. This place is dead. It is empty. It is wild. Incredible. Look, you can see a volleyball court down there. I don't recall seeing that the last time we were here. And I just want to point out, all aboard is at 5:15 today, and right now it is 2:45, and it is this level of dead out here on the family side of the beach. We haven't even made our way over to Serenity Bay yet. It's insane. The smaller ships are definitely the way to go when it comes to Lookout Key. So we made our way back down closer to the Goombay Cultural Center, and this is where the Rush Out Gush Out water play area is. And come to think of it, it makes a lot of sense why a lot more people would want to hang out in this area, because a lot of kids are going to be gravitated towards this water splash pad. So yeah, if you have younger kids, more than likely they're going to want to hang out over here, and this is where a lot more of the people are. But if you're looking for a more secluded area, keep walking down to the right. I'm absolutely loving the addition of these towel return bins. They weren't here the last time, and they're super convenient. So right now I'm just walking on through Lookout Key, getting some additional B-roll shots, and we're past the Cultural Center, and I just want to point out this path over here leading to this platform. I feel like we're going to be getting another photo op of some kind over here on this platform, because this looks exactly like where all the Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy photo ops are further back that way. So, we'll keep an eye out on this. Also, I'm really hoping that this structure over here is just temporary, and I'm hoping that they replace it with something a bit more extravagant and something a bit more permanent, because this is just a regular arched truss structure with, you know, some stuff just kind of tacked onto it. I'm hoping that something better comes along in the future. All right, that is going to conclude our time here at the Goombay Cultural Center portion of Lookout Key. Time to start making our way back to the ship. So as I mentioned earlier, the last time we were here, these roads were not paved. I'm thinking that that yellow line is going to be your designated walking or biking path, because initially when this island was first announced, they said that you would be able to walk and bike over here. That's just my assumption.
End of our relaxing, fun-filled day at Disney Lookout Key.
We hope you visit us again soon. Yeah, see you around. You know, see, like the ocean. You should leave the jokes to me, Lizzie.
I also don't know if I spoke on this the last time I was here, but I love the design on the ground. It looks like little broken pieces of glass and seashells on the ground that they used to make this flower pattern. Looks really nice. It's also really nice to see these water stations right before you make the trek back to the ship. And speaking of trekking back to the ship, it is now time for us to do just that. So let's go ahead and answer the question of the video. Has Lookout Key improved at all since our first 2 visits on the inaugural cruise? Overall, the answer is a resounding yes. Is it my preferred island destination with Disney? No, but I am very happy to say that I will be happy to go back at any time. Following our inaugural cruise, I was kind of on the fence as to whether or not I was going to truly like Lookout Key, but this trip really changed my perspective. I do still think that the way to go is to visit for the first time on a smaller ship. After visiting on the Fantasy and now Magic, I can confidently say that in this case, smaller is better. We got off the ship just after 11 a.m. and we got back on the ship just before 4 p.m. with a 5:15 all aboard time, so I say we spent a good chunk of time on the island. The biggest downside, unfortunately, is still the flies. While the flies were not nearly as bad as when we first visited and the situation has improved, I am sad to say that if you are going to Lookout Key anytime soon, then you still need to plan for the flies. What I would do next time is to sit next to one of the big fans if possible and go ahead and cover your food as you walk back to the covered seating. The flies followed me from the outside into the seating area, and I think that covering the food may help a lot. Like I said in our first visit, I know the island will evolve and grow over time, and we definitely saw that today. In just 3 months, a lot of improvements have been made, and we can see the literal growth of the destination itself through the vegetation they planted not too long ago. I can't wait to go back, and if these videos do well enough, we will plan another visit for a 1-year update, so let me know down in the comment section below if that's something you're interested in. So for some of you guys, this may be the very first Lookout Key video you've ever watched, and you might be wondering, why is the pier so long in order to get to the island? Well, it's all about conservation. Disney Cruise Line didn't want to mess with any of the coral reefs that are here in the area by dredging and building a pier right up against the land. So while the pier walk may be a little inconvenient, just know that they are keeping the natural underwater environment intact for this, which is amazing. I love it. And when you finally finish your walk back to the ship, they have cold towels on offer for everyone. Nice and cold, baby?
Yeah.
Good. So we're about to get back on board the ship, and you can see how the ship drifts while it's sitting here at the port. It's kind of sketchy. But with that being said, let's get back on board, guys. And as per usual, constant maintenance going on around the ship. They do their best to keep it looking as clean and pretty as possible. Back to a nice, clean-ish room. Oh man, I'm so tired. And with that, guys, I think we are going to end today's video here, because in the next video later on today, we celebrate Halloween on the high seas on the Disney Magic. We're gonna dress up in our costumes. We're gonna go trick-or-treating. We're gonna go to the masquerade party. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and the next video is gonna be just as exciting as this one. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of Lookout Key after 3 months. If you guys watched our last series, compare those videos to now, and let me know if you think the island has improved or not really so much since our last visit. As always, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to our travel agent partners, MC Travel Company. If you guys are looking to book your next Disney Cruise Line vacation and want the assistance of a dedicated travel agent at no extra cost to you, go ahead and click the link down in the description below. Plus, if you mention Theme Park Express at the time of booking with them, you can get up to $100 in onboard credit. So they're literally giving you free money to book your cruise with them. But anyways, guys, I hope you are all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.